It's time for Where to Wheelock, and I have the fabulous Jacob Hurrell here, and he is in, hello, he is in Las Vegas. How exciting. Jacob, yeah, thank you for being here with me, and please tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
Thank you, Erin. I'm so excited to be here, and New York is my where I began my real estate career, so it always holds a special place in my heart. And I'm honored to be here today, though, representing Las Vegas. I run the Payroll Coaching Network and the Payroll Group here in Las Vegas at Keller Williams, Southern Nevada. So I'm responsible for coaching, training, and develop all the new agents and helping them build businesses while we're also building a powerful business of our own. And we're on track. Both companies combined will close a little over 300 units in 2020 and just over 25 million in volume. So really great for the Las Vegas Valley. And, I'm here to share some tips and have some fun with you.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. All right. Well, whenever I think about Las Vegas, I just think of like Candyland for me, right? I get to run around between places. I'm not that big of a gambler. I'm really good at red or black on roulette, and that's about it. Maybe solitaire. But so when I think of Vegas, all I think of is the Strip. However, there's clearly so much more there. So besides hospitality, because I'm sure that's a big thing, what are people going to Vegas for? Like, what else is there?
Well, what's been really neat is you may or may not know, back in the crash and the Great Recession, Vegas was one of the hardest hit places in the entire nation. And one of the things that we've really done a good job of is diversifying our economy ever since then. So we're not just hospitality, tourism, and the Las Vegas Boulevard anymore. We have, a whole technology sector. There are hospitals that have been medical schools. Google's building a data storage plant. Amazon has stuff here in the north. So, we've really done a lot to diversify our economy, which has protected us from any future recessions. And that's why Vegas has still been able to thrive, even with the craziness of 2020.
That's so interesting. I didn't even realize you guys have like a tech world and whatnot there.
Yeah.
That's
We're
really nice.
becoming a big city. We have the Raiders are now here. We have the Las Vegas team. So we have professional sports now. Like we're legit. We're on the map now. We're not just a little like podunk town in the desert. We're a legit city.
Oh my gosh, I love it. And that, I guess is also part of why your business is booming so much, right? Because it is the city that is evolving.
Absolutely. I will say that, one of the things that really has helped business in Las Vegas, it's just as everywhere in the nation, we have historically low inventory. Currently in the Las Vegas Valley, there are only 3,700 single family homes in all of Las Vegas or Henderson or this area to purchase. It's 3,708 as of this morning. And so with that really, really low inventory, and then we're getting a huge influx of buyers from California. And so you combine that with our low inventory and prices are on the rise and our real estate market is on fire. Most properties are selling in multiple offers. My record is 32 offers that we got on one property within 3 days of listing it. Just crazy things happening in the Valley. And one of the reasons we're seeing such an influx of California buyers is there's no state tax in Vegas. So when you're looking at your income, you're saving a significant amount of money because there's no state tax.
Yeah, that was actually going to be my question. So are they buying, making it their primary residence, and then still kind of living in California just for the tax purposes? Or is it more like they're going to move there now because they can work remotely, and why not live somewhere where you don't have state taxes?
We're really seeing a little bit of both. So 2 out of every 10 buyers right now is coming from California. And last month, my first business, we had 3 of our clients out of 7 that came from California. So it's just crazy when you really look at that. And many of people in California are liquidating their houses there, selling them, and then they're buying homes cash here in Vegas. So now they have no state tax, no mortgage. And Vegas also has one of the lowest property taxes in the entire nation too. You can get a beautiful single family home and your property taxes for the entire year will be less than $2,000.
And you've been in New York. You know, it's like, wait, did you say a month? That's still pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God.
When I came from New York to Vegas, it took me a whole like 6 months to keep not questioning all of the numbers, to be like, is that a typo?
Wow. Okay. That's amazing. Now this makes sense. So, lifestyle, Las Vegas. Do you have to gamble to be, someone that would move to Las Vegas?
Well, I would ask you, Erin, like, how often do you go to Times Square?
Good question. I don't, unless I have to work there, or as I told you, the first week of COVID, I was like, it's going to be empty.
Yep.
Yeah, no.
We did the exact same thing. When we shut down Las Vegas Boulevard, we all went down there to see the historic emptiness of Las Vegas and all the casinos. However, the people who live in Las Vegas and Henderson, we do not go to the Strip unless we're going with friends, family that are visiting, going to see a show similar to what you do in New York City, or some amazing fine dining restaurants. So Vegas does offer all of that fine dining, shows, and entertainment. However, there's so much more outside of Las Vegas, so we really don't go to the Strip very often.
Yeah. So what is that lifestyle? Is it a very like outdoorsy, active lifestyle? Is it more of a like community driven type of lifestyle?
Yeah, well, let me put some photos on the screen just so you can see what Vegas may look like. And when you're looking at this, you're going to be like, wow, that's Vegas, because it's just not exactly what you expect. So you can see here, this is the Las Vegas Valley, and this is what a lot of people expect to see, all the lights and all of that. However, what you'll notice is we're surrounded by mountains, right? All the way around us, and it's spread out a lot more than just one centralized Las Vegas Strip. And so when you look on the next screen here, you're going to see right in the middle of the page, I put the Las Vegas Strip for you to look at. And that is what most people know about Las Vegas. However, all around that, you'll see we have the Red Rock Mountains, which is a nature preserve that you can do hiking, you can explore and see some of the most beautiful desert landscape you could ever imagine. We also have Mount Charleston, so in the wintertime, you're less than an hour away from going skiing in Mount Charleston up in the Las Vegas area. We have multiple golf course and golf club communities around Las Vegas. You'll see at the bottom of the screen here. So, plants and green do grow in Las Vegas. You just get to be intentional about it. We also have Lake Las Vegas. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say that top left photo, where is that? It looks like it's Italy. I mean, it's not exactly that bridge in Italy, but you know what I mean? Where is it?
Isn't it? That's Lake Las Vegas. So Lake Las Vegas is a master plan community built out just outside of Henderson, Nevada, on your way to Lake Mead. It's going to be approximately 25 to 30 minutes from the Las Vegas Strip. And it has a large man-made lake and an entire Tuscan Italian field community that is surrounded, guard-gated luxury homes, all the way down to condos as well. So you can get a condo for $200,000 as a second residence, or you can buy a $10 million luxury home in a second gate as well in the Lake Las Vegas area.
Wow. I mean, that is gorgeous. I'm so glad I said Italy because, then I'm not the idiot here. I was right.
Absolutely. There's a lot of that Tuscan Italian architecture in the Las Vegas area. A lot of our communities were built that way, where we really had that Tuscan, that Italian feel. You'll see that Mediterranean influence.
Is there a reason for that?
I think it's kind of a combination of the Southwest feel combined with the California traditional, and you mix that all together and you end up with like a Tuscan, with the oranges and reds. Due to the climate, a lot of our homes are built with stucco because it stands up to the heat of our summers. So that also lends itself to just a great Tuscan feel.
Okay. We're getting some Lake Las Vegas love there on the Facebook. So
Oh, that's
It's
awesome.
known. It was just me that wasn't aware of it. No, that's beautiful though. And you said homes can range between 200,000 and 15 million there.
Sure. We actually, the highest listed home right now is 30 million. And then we have homes all the way down
Nice.
to condos that are 100 to 125,000.
And when there are condos in that area, are is it like a single floor of like a 4 condo duplex, or how does that work there?
Most of
Like,
them
what
would
does
be
the condo look like there?
most of them would be more familiar to what you would call an apartment community. So it's a
Hmm.
multifamily. Sometimes they're 2, maybe 3 stories. Some of them have attached garages or detached garages that are included with the condo. So it's not
Okay.
what you're imagining when you're in somewhere like New York or another large city where you have a high rise of 30 or 40 or 50 floors. We do
Hmm.
have those, but they're only on the Las Vegas Strip primarily.
Got it. Okay. And we have actually a question. Storefronts in Lake Vegas. What kind of commercial is there and how are they doing?
Yeah, so the Lake Las Vegas area was built initially right before the crash and the Great Recession. And so it was really hard hit during that time. It was initially planned to be this thriving community with a lot of boutique shops, cafes, and stores. There was a
Hmm.
hotel and then luxury real estate. And it was really drastically impacted by the recession. Since that time, it has come back, and a lot of those places are open, and there are stores and cafes. Unfortunately, COVID has an impact in that area, and I expect it to bounce back up though. And they are building new homes in the Lake Las Vegas area as well, so it is still growing.
Awesome. And I know that you mentioned double gated communities. So is the entire Lake Las Vegas gated, and then inside of that gated community, you have other
Yeah,
gated communities?
you have a guard gate for the main area of Lake Las Vegas, and
Okay.
then you have additional gates within that. And there are some homes that have 3 of that community.
How
So
many golf club communities do you have?
there is over a dozen, I would say, that are really luxury golf club communities. If you look at the very bottom of the screen, you'll see that's the Southern Highlands Golf Club. That's located in the south side of the Las Vegas Valley. And it's the last exit off of the 15 right before you leave Las Vegas, headed out to California. And
Okay.
that is a luxury guard gated community, and there are new homes being built there. And what's unique about that community is there are homes in there that are traditional Tuscan style homes. There's also ultra modern homes mixed into that community in sections of it. So
Okay.
whatever your design is, you can find that in that Southern Highlands Golf Club. There's also in Henderson, there's a community called McDonald Ranch. We have another one called Ascaya. Both of those are luxury golf club communities. What's unique about
Hmm.
Ascaya is saying it's a desert contemporary. So the contemporary style of the homes is designed to blend into the mountains. And they've actually blasted out sections of the mountains and hillside to build these homes into. So they have incredible views of the Las Vegas Valley, and the homes kind of blend into the desert rocks and landscape.
Wow. And you said that's Laskaya?
Ascaya, Ascaya.
Askaya.
Yep,
That sounds beautiful.
it is beautiful. And then when you move to the west side of Las Vegas, you'll get to the master plan community of Summerlin. Summerlin is one of the most well-known master plan communities in all of Las Vegas, and it's one of the oldest master plan communities. There's 3 sections of Summerlin. You're going to have Summerlin North, Summerlin South, and then Summerlin West. And there's multiple guard gated communities built in those sections as well. And there's a community called the Ridges, which is on a public golf course called Bears Best, and they're known to have
Hmm.
ultra modern homes. Then we also have Red Rock Country Club, which has more of the traditional Tuscan style homes, and there it goes on and on. And then they're building a brand new community called Discovery, which Discovery is probably the elite community here in Las Vegas, comparable to Ascaya, where those are the most expensive homes being sold in all of Las Vegas right now.
So I would love to know a couple things. One, what is making it so or what is making it luxury? Like, what is it including in it that is making it the new high end, beating everything else
Well, I
community?
would say one of the things that makes it luxury is all of the homes are custom built by architecture. So you don't have, in most of Las Vegas, you have track style homes or semi-custom track style homes built by some of the large builders, such as Toll Brothers, Party Homes, and such. In these
Mm-hmm.
luxury communities, you have architects and designers that are building purely custom homes only. So that's one thing, is every home in the community meets that standard. The other piece that
Okay.
really makes it exclusive is that the amenity packages the community offer make it unattainable for many buyers, because
Okay.
the price to pay the monthly HOA and to have access to the communities is as so high that many people, even if they could choose to purchase the house, couldn't afford to take on that monthly bill.
So what is that monthly bill and what does it include?
So in the Discovery Bay Area, I don't want to quote a specific number because it changes regularly.
Oh,
It's
okay.
in the thousands though, and it depends on your lot and all of that. Some of the other HOAs areas, you're looking at only 300 to 500. Most of those though will not include the amenities of the golf club. So if you're looking to join the golf club, you can spend just for a social membership 5,000 or 6,000 a year. And then if you're looking to be a golf member, it can be up to 15,000 to 20,000 a year to be able to play on the golf courses and have all of the rights and memberships of the golf club.
Oh, wow. Okay. So since I don't know much about golf clubs, I'm assuming obviously you can golf with this package, but does it also come with amenities? Like there is a gym within the community, there is a pool within the community. Yeah?
Exactly. Yeah. So
Okay.
you'll have a community spa, pool, gym, and then prior to COVID, most of these golf clubs had a complete social events calendar and social package as well. So I personally live in the Southern Highlands Golf Club, which I was speaking about, and
Mm-hmm.
that's the south side of Las Vegas, and it has a full social package. So they do fun events throughout the year, such as the White Party, Santa Breakfast, and all of those various things. 4th of July, Memorial Day, there's always an event happening when you're part of the golf club. So you're really creating and joining a community, which is a lifestyle
Mm-hmm.
that you're purchasing into, not just the house.
Okay. So, I mean, listen, if I was someone coming out of college trying to think about where can I go, or maybe I'm newly married, where should we start our life? I mean, this sounds like such an amazing place to go to because you already have this entire community set up. And I feel like you don't have to, I mean, you still have to work to make friends, but it's not like you have to work so hard to go out and find people. Where are people? What can I attend? It's all here for you.
Totally agree with you. One of the things I love the most about Las Vegas is if you are graduating from college and you're on more of a fixed budget, you may not be ready to buy an ultra luxury property. You can buy a
Mm-hmm.
beautiful house here, as our median price point for homes is $350,000. So you can buy a gorgeous home, and that's going to get you a nice, newer 3 to 4 bedroom home. You'll have a small lot and a small yard, but and be in a nice community. And
Mm-hmm.
for that budget, you spend 500,000, you can get a pool in your house, and have a nice
Wow.
4 bedroom home. And then to enter most of these communities, you're looking at 750 to $1 million as starting for all of these guard gated communities, with the
Mm-hmm.
exception, of course, on occasion. And then those go all the way up to 10, 15, 20 million, depending on what you're looking for.
And I would have to assume that you have to actually live inside of that community in order to be able to buy into the social calendar.
For some of them, not all of the communities. So the Southern
Oh,
Highlands
okay.
does offer the option for people who live nearby in the Southern Highlands Master Plan community to still be members of the Southern Highlands Golf Club.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. And then I know that we mentioned lifestyle. Is there a difference in lifestyle with each of these communities? I mean, obviously Discovery, right, is a far more elite type of a lifestyle. But through the rest of them, are there different major differences, I guess?
Well, I would say that they all offer similar with the social calendars and everything. However, when you are looking at purchasing in the Las Vegas Henderson area, you want to explore the amenities in the communities, and you may even choose to attend one of the events or go have dinner at the club just to feel what it's like, because, while they all offer the same, they all might have a slightly different feeling about them. And you want to purchase into an area and a community that you enjoy. They are all fairly similar.
Yeah, and I feel like it's probably like New York, where you can't really discuss too much about the demographics. Although I have to say, going to have a dinner somewhere to figure out if you like the feeling is probably a lot nicer than when I tell people, like, sit in the lobby. You'll see who walks in and out the building. So
Absolutely.
That's great.
Absolutely. That's exactly. You did a great job reading between the lines there.
Right? I love it. Okay, so, this is amazing. You're obviously very knowledgeable. Now, could you walk us through, like, what is the process like to buy in Vegas?
Yeah, well, one of the things that I think I want to touch back on, as we're talking about the buying process, is really the power and the benefit that you have in Las Vegas because of the diverse prices of homes you have here. So, we have a lot of people that are buying second or third homes or choosing to buy investment properties here in the Las Vegas area because there is still a large percentage of our population, similar to New York City, that rent. Yet we get premiums for rent because they can afford rent. They just may not be able to afford a mortgage due to whatever it is. So, or they have multiple roommates coming together to live in one place. So we have a lot of people that are purchasing $300,000 to $400,000 homes and then renting them out and building out a rental portfolio. And when you're looking at, the low cost and low carrying costs due to the monthly taxes and the annual taxes being so low, very, very low HOAs, sometimes no HOAs, or $15 to $20 to $30 a month in some of these communities. It just makes it really manageable, and it's going to increase your rate of return. So for investors, they may see a higher cash flow return in the Las Vegas area. The other piece of that, though, is also the opportunity for people who can't afford to buy a home in the current city they're living in, whether that may be California, Chicago, New York, or some of the higher price point areas. You can come to Las Vegas and you can become a homeowner, and you're still within easy distance to travel. You can be to LA in 4-hour drive. So you can get anywhere quickly and still enjoy the lifestyle. And now that we have the Raiders and we have the Golden Knights and we have all of the entertainment of the Strip, you really are experiencing, what a larger city has to offer at a fraction of the cost of those other cities.
Yeah, no, that's great. And then you actually did bring up something. So a higher cash return, what are we looking at for like a cap rate or a return?
It really depends on, when I was in New York, people are always like, I want 5 or 6%, right? And here people were
like, yeah, me too.
yeah. Here people are getting 7 to 10% at times on returns.
Wow. Okay.
Now that's not on every property. We get to find you the right investment for that. But it really depends on what your strategy is and what your goals are. If you're looking to also buy and hold, Las Vegas is seeing significant increase in values. So I have a lot of clients that have chosen to diversify their portfolio out of the stock market or other areas and purchase real estate in Vegas with a long-term plan to watch the values increase. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Jerry from Boston North Shore, if your friends are thinking about doing something in Vegas, your guy here would be great to talk to. Someone commented. Right, absolutely. And that's great to know about the investments, especially at the low entry point, because I know a lot of times here in New York, you might not be able to invest here, but why not help you invest somewhere else and they can help pay your rent?
Exactly. You might only make a few $100s a month. However, you're renting it out, you have no costs, and you're still making some positive cash flow while you're also enjoying the increase of the value.
Yeah, and this is also why if you are going to invest, it is so important to work with the right agent, because what if something happens with the property, right? You don't live there, you're not from there. You need to know the right inspectors, the right people to handle things. So, Jacob,
we have a in-house property management as well too that can support you through that. So it's a full hands-off approach, and you receive a discount if it's someone that you work with from our team. We'll give that referral to you, and you get really great management rates as well.
That's amazing. Look at this, one-stop shop. I love it.
One stop shop. Make it simple and easy for you. You never even have to
I
come
love
to
it.
Vegas if you don't want to. We can do everything digitally. And I've had many people from Hawaii and other places purchase homes that they've never seen, and they're growing their rental portfolio without ever walking in the house.
That's amazing. I love that. Fabulous. Okay, so now walk me through that process.
Yeah, so here's the biggest difference between Las Vegas and New York is we're an escrow state, so the agent writes the contracts. There's no attorneys involved, so we can close an escrow on average around 30 days. So it's not a 90 days, 6 months time frame like you see in
Yeah.
New York City with a bunch of attorneys involved. The agents get involved, they hash out the deal, they write the contracts, and then we have escrow and title, which is one company, and together we get the deal done and we guide you through the process. So you really, it's a very simple process when you work with a professional. We make it so easy. You'll be like, oh, that's it. You find the home, we write the offer, and then we make sure you get the keys in approximately 30 to 40 days after that, and we'll manage all of the timelines. So the three things that you really want to make sure that you focus on are: what is your inspection timeline, which we call due diligence? What is your appraisal timeline if you do have a loan on the property, and make sure the property is at value? And then what is the loan contingency timeline, and will you have your full approval with that? Other than that, it's a pretty simple, basic process.
And what is the typical percent down?
We have 0% down programs or down payment assistance programs, which a lot of people will take advantage of, where you can actually buy a house with only about $2,000 of money. And you could buy. Yep.
Pause. Sorry. I'm sorry. I just need to hear this again. So you can literally put no money down. You just have a couple $1,000s and you can buy a house. And is this for investments as well, or just for primary residences?
Just primary residences only.
But still.
And it's a home is possible program where you pay a slightly higher interest rate. However, you do get your down payment covered up to 5% covered. And you can use that towards your down payment. Or if you're a VA and you have access to a VA loan, you can do % down as well. I actually had a client recently that made $1,200 when he bought his house because he had no down payment. He got his earnest money fully refunded, and we were able to negotiate a seller concession for some repairs on the property that needed to be done. And so he made $1,200 that he could then use to make those repairs afterwards.
I mean, guys, okay, that is really, really amazing. Wow. And then, so let's say you don't have that. Is it usually around 5%, 20%, 10%? Is it a standard?
It's going to be between 3 to 5%. If you're a first-time home buyer, you're looking at 3% or 3.5%. So the FHA loan limit was just increased for 2020. I believe we're at 367 now, which is right at that medium price point for the Las Vegas area. So you can get a beautiful home for 3.5% down. And then you'll have some closing costs. Now, in a market with low inventory, it is challenging to negotiate those closing costs to be paid for by the seller. However, it's not impossible. We just had a deal that we closed this week with a client who brought $5,000 to the table. That's all they had. We were able to get all of their closing costs covered and their down payment assistance supported, and they only had to come to the table with the $5,000 that they had saved. And the key, what I'd encourage you to think about is, if you're renting, why would you not buy? Your mortgage will be less than your rent. And when you rent an apartment, you do first month's rent, security deposit, and other fees that are going to cost you more than it could cost you to buy a house.
I mean, this is just insane. Look, even if you live in New York City or some other place that's expensive and you're renting, think about it. With 5%, even if it's 5% down, you could get a portfolio of a few properties and have your entire rent paid for while you're building equity. I mean, this is just such a, I don't understand why not. Like, we need to have a conversation after this.
Well, many of your investors will have to pay a higher percent down. However, that is still, you can get in at 20% as an investor as well.
There we go. Yeah. I mean, 20% in New York, even at an entry level, you're still paying out money on the rental, and you're looking at like 250 down, 300.
here
Minimum.
20%, you're looking at 60 grand. So you have an extra 60 grand. Don't put it in the stock market, put it into an investment property here in Las Vegas and make some monthly cash flow and watch the return grow. Because the other really interesting thing is our rate of growth has been insane. We're seeing 5, 10, 15% year over year growth rates in the valley. With the low inventory still the way it is, we anticipate that to continue at least for a while.
Yeah, that's amazing. This has been so educational. I guess it's not all about gambling. No.
It's definitely not all about gambling. We don't all live in casinos and go down and drink beer all night long.
Oh, I'm just kidding. No, this sounds fantastic, though. It's probably just me, but I had no idea about the golf communities. Probably because I'm not a big golfer, but it just seems like such an easy way to move to a community, especially when you're trying to figure out what your path is in life. You want to try out different jobs. You want to be in warm weather. As I sit here freezing, it just seems like such a smart place to go where you can make friends easily. You can be a part of the community and really figure things out for yourself.
Absolutely agree. You have a built-in social network of people that you can build relationships with immediately. Even during COVID, as I mentioned, I live in the Southern Highlands Golf Club community. Our neighbors all got together and did cul-de-sac barbecues where we would all have our own food to be safe. However, we would just stand at the end of our driveways talking to each other. So we had some sort of social interaction. So you build that sense of community.
I love that.
And connect with each other in a massive way. And when you buy into a community like this, you do have that. And it's not just in those golf club communities, it's in other communities as well, which is also really exciting. You don't have to spend $1 million or $2 million or $5 million to get that. You can spend 300 or 400 and still get that too.
That's really great. And because I always want to know what makes something luxury. Is it the pool? Is it the size, the finishes?
Well, I would say, the standard, if you're looking at the Las Vegas Association of Realtors, they say that luxury is anything 750 or higher in the Las Vegas Valley. However, as someone in the industry and in the market, it is more about the finishes, the lifestyle, the location, and the community that's going to make it luxury. We have some very small homes. It's definitely not size. There are small homes that would be considered luxury because of the finishes and where they're located.
Okay. And is that location, is it location based on, like, if it's by the lake, by the mountains, or is it location based on closer to the strip?
I would say it's probably location based on the master plan communities. And there are some, when we say things such as Summerlin, people are like, ooh, I know Summerlin. I want to live in Summerlin. Or they say, Henderson or Green Valley Ranch. That's another one. If you Google Green Valley Ranch in Henderson, you'll see, or Green Valley in Henderson, it's been rated one of the friendliest cities on Google, in the nation. So, little things like that, when you have those communities is what really creates the desirability. However, all of Las Vegas, what's unique too is we're an incredibly diverse city. And I think our city overall embraces diversity in a massive way. And so every community is a demonstration of that diversity, which is one of my favorite parts about the Las Vegas Valley.
That's really cool. All right. Anything else that you would like to share with everyone before I let you get on to running this amazing team?
I would just like to say thank you for the opportunity to share my passion. I think the other piece I will say is, as a real estate coach and trainer here in the office too, if there's ever anyone that's moving to Las Vegas and you don't know what you're going to do for work, it'd be an honor to help you build your real estate business and help you build a powerful business here as well. We have a world-class coaching program that I have the honor of running. And the mission statement for my coaching company and my real estate team is to empower people to positively transform their lives and the lives of others. So that's really what gets us out of bed every day, whether you're purchasing real estate, building a business, or a little bit of both, is so we can empower you to live that life that you choose to live.
I absolutely, absolutely love that. And thank you so much for being on. And honestly, anybody, if you're thinking about moving there, or just as you said, that's great. I love that you plugged that because, you know, I think real estate can be such an amazing opportunity for people to build the life that they want to live, right? And it's great that that is your mission behind it. So that's awesome. Well, I can put people in touch. Thank you so much. And goodbye, Facebook.
Bye.